The equation on the cap is the general theory of equality. U equals me to the power of infinity. They're in different colours, the letters, to express the different type of systems. U stands for utopia, the ideal state, and that's why it's in a green colour, for a green pleasant world as well as a pleasant society. And the M stands for matter. This is animals, vegetables, minerals, fungi, mushrooms, single-celled organisms, all of nature's raw resources. They're made by nature or made by God, depending on a person's belief, and that stands for the nationalisation of all the raw resources. This is the communist bit. This equation is a synthesis of communism and capitalism. They're supposed to be mutually exclusive, but as this will show, they're not. And the M is in red to symbolise the communist idea of taking nationalisation of all the things. But I think they go a bit too far, and they nationalise people's energy, which is what the E stands for, and that's why it's in blue. The energy or the free enterprise that people apply to the raw resources to make all the products and provide the services, that should be left unnationalised, so people can do their own thing instead of being allocated to a specific job in a communist type of state. And that represents the capitalist system of energy, free enterprise, and that would be left unnationalised. The golden coloured infinity symbol at the end, it's like the infinity symbols, it's like a chain, the smallest of all chains, only 2 links in it, and it symbolises the banking systems, all the financial related so-called industries. The gold colour represents that, and that they too will be nationalised, because money is a tool. It's not really wealth in itself. The real wealth are the products and the services that it buys. It's also a multifaceted tool. It's a store of wealth. It's a measure of value as well as the means of exchange. And as this is just a tool, money, to circulate the real wealth, it'll be nationalised and controlled properly with this state. What would happen then would be the state banking system. There'd only be one controlling all the financial related industry, and it would buy the necessities of life, which communism promises you free and equal access to all the products and services, in theory they tell you. But this would buy in average amounts, this system, average quality, average quantity, because obviously if everything was free, you'd just have literally a free for all. You'd get people having a bit of this, throwing it away if they didn't like it. I don't think you get most of them out of the public houses. They'll all be getting rotten drunk, and there has to be some limit to the amount of things that you can get for free. So it'll be free and equal access to average amounts, average quality, and it will be only for wholesome products. It won't be for ornamental stuff. The system will not buy your ornamental stuff. It'll buy your all necessities: food, clothes, homes, healthcare, education, free public transport, all your furniture and your furnishings. It'll be paid for by the state banking system. They will buy all these things from the proper hard-working free enterprises. In other words, and once you weed out the money related casino capitalists, all the finance industries, the proper hard working enterprises will be left unnationalised. They will provide the stuff, the state banking system will provide the cash, the people will get things free. And on the one hand you've got communism, free and equal access to the products and services, and on the other hand you've still got capitalism with your free enterprise and the energy you apply, and they will still make their profits. And the state banking system, the infinity symbol is, infinity is, well, it's the highest number, the largest number, the biggest number you could ever come across. You could spend forever trying to count the numbers in a sequence that goes to infinity, and that would be how much money would be available to the state banking system to provide all the necessities. Inflation could be tamed quite easily by setting a standard price for all these necessities. Say, for example, the three main superstores in Britain where I live, the three main ones, taking the average price for the food and the clothes and the essentials of life and setting it at that rate, and letting the big businesses then compete for the customers at that set rate. And inflation would never ever get out of hand. It would just be constant price, and that is the basics of the general theory of equality. It's part of a whole set of formulas. There's another 5 that are of my own, 6 in total that I've devised up, and there's 2 I've borrowed from physics, the Rydberg constant and the Rydberg formula, and transposed them to sociology, and so in all there's 8 different type of formulas, but this is the main one. It relates to the money, the nitty-gritty of life. And this diamond revolution, why it's called a diamond revolution is and because the word diamond, if you split it into 3 parts, di, it gives you the word die, as in death, phonetically, not as it's spelt, but as you pronounce it, die. And then the second bit is the letter A, the indefinite particle, a, and a, die, a, and the French word for the world is monde. So you've got die a monde. In other words, die a world. And the vast majority of the people want this world to die, metaphorically speaking. We want a new world. And this is to provide the basics for the Earth Republic. And by providing the money for all these necessities of life, it feeds and clothes the people, it eradicates poverty, it'll eradicate wars, needless to say. If you had one great big Earth Republic, there'd be no one to fight against. But it would massively reduce pollution as well, because the communist wage packet that people would get, it wouldn't buy you jewellery, it wouldn't buy you perfumes, cosmetics, garden gnomes, weather vanes, it wouldn't buy you pornography and all the rest of the trash that's polluting society. It would only buy wholesome products. But the people would still have freedom of choice. If they wanted to buy such trash, they could use their own money, which they'd still be getting a wage packet from where they were working. You get a choice, you'd be able to get 2 wage packets there. And if they want to spend the money on such trash, they could do so. But if they do so, they would not get the free and equal access to the products and services. There's no gain without pain, they say. And this system will give you the things free, all your electricity, your power, your water bills, as well as all the other things I mentioned before. But if people still want to drive around in big flashy cars and wear flashy jewellery and the latest this and the latest that, they can still do so. It'll be basically as it is now in this the Western World bloc, in Britain and NATO lands and the like. But it'll still be the same for them. But if they struggle and improve the health not only of the self but of the land and the planet as well, it'll massively reduce pollution. For example, there'll be a free public transport. Whether it's trains, whether it's buses, whether it's ferries, it'll all be free of charge, because the state nationalised banking system will control all the money, and they'd be able to pay for it. There'd be no one to repay. You wouldn't have public borrowing to pay off all the debts, all the services of debts. There wouldn't be any need whatsoever for taxation, because they only tax people to raise funds that they haven't got. So obviously if you've got all the funds in one state banking system, you don't need to raise taxes. You've got an infinite supply of cash, infinite amounts and infinite time for repayment from department to department. It would literally be utopia on earth. And all this nationalism that's sprouting out now all around Europe. You got on the verge of World War III, according to most commentators, and you've got massive racial problems around the world as well. And it all boils down at the end of the day of people living in poverty and all the problems that go with it, unemployment and crime and all. It's just a sophisticated slave system that still exists, whether it's capitalism or communism. They're just sophisticated slavery, and this you equals me to the power of infinity takes away all those economic problems and most of the social problems as well. But it also expresses these religious do unto others as you do unto yourself. There's everywhere religion basically has that as a central law. They vary the words on it, but some say don't do to others as you wouldn't have done to yourself. But basically it boils down to that. You equals me to the power of infinity. Everyone is basically equal. Some might be different sizes, different colours, but we've all got basically equal. We're all one great big family of the species humanity, Homo sapiens, and everyone has got potentials, and the free education system as well would make people reach them potentials. But that expresses that as well, treating people as though they're your cousin type things, instead of brothers and sisters and comrades and all this type of thing. But treating everyone you see as a type of cousin, because they're all related in the same species. So, hey cousin, you equals me to the power of infinity, and that also helps ease out more problems with religions in particular. And there is a religion come philosophy that I've devised, which I'll be explaining later on in another video. But the Diamond Resolution is basically that, and anyone wishing to help in the establishment of this new era, ERA, Earth Republic age. We could start here in Britain, or in fact in any country, and it's everywhere's the centre of the globe. It's so wherever you are, if you want to help, and this is just basically getting going now and just starting it off. If you want to help, contact this Diamond Revolution, The Diamond Revolution, at outlook.com, and I'll just show you now. I'll just move this over so you can see the address there. It's on the t-shirt I've just got. The Diamond Revolution at outlook.com. So if you want to save the world and get your finger out your couch potatoes before we all go up in a nuclear war, this World War III could be an Armageddon. So rise up now and join the Diamond Revolution.